Chalo. So write down number second, that is cultural eutrophication. Cultural eutrophication. Right now, when we are talking about this point, that is cultural eutrophication, we already discussed about that eutrophication, that is due to human activities, there is addition of excess nutrient inside this water. And here we are talking about two prime contaminant, two prime contaminants which is added by human, which is added by the activity of human. One question from this point. One question from this point, and we are talking about that is two component. Number one component, that is nitrate, and the number second, that is phosphate. Nitrate and the another component, that is phosphate, right? Now remember this thing we already discussed about, that is NPK, nitrogen, phosphate and the potassium. These are the three important critical elements. Critical means what? Initially inside this plant concentration is very low, but plant required in more amount because nitrogen, phosphate, potassium, these are the requirement is very high. It is a part of DNA, it is a part of RNA, it is involved in protein synthesis, enzymatic reaction. So requirement is very high. Still we are saying that, that is in case of the two prime contaminant which is added by this human, number one, that is nitrate and the phosphate. So now we are talking about why we are saying that nitrate and the phosphate, these are the act as a contaminant, right? We are talking about some reason. So it's going to continue further. Definitely when we are talking about these two contaminants, that is nitrate and the phosphate, basically these are the responsible for overstimulation of growth of algae on the water surface. So these are the one type of this nutrient, definitely, an essential nutrient. That's why it is stimulate, not exactly stimulate, overstimulate. It's overstimulate growth of algae, growth of algae on water surface. On water surface, right? And in this condition, algae also there, as well as I'm taking some example of algae to hoga hi hoga, definitely, but along with that we are taking the another example, that is example under this BGA. And what is the long form of BGA? What is the long form of BGA? BGA. What is the long form of BGA? Tell me. Blue, yes, Sahil. These are the blue-green algae and also called as the cyanobacteria, right? Which is an aquatic prokaryotic alga. It is a prokaryotic bacteria, BGA. Or simply you can say these are the prokaryotic alga. So simply we can say that is excess growth of this algae. Or in this condition we are talking about, it's again stimulate the BGA, and both these algae and the BGA also called as the prokaryotic alga. I'm going to write down the different name here first of all. These are the also called as the prokaryotic alga, as well as these are the also called as the cyanobacteria. Okay, so these are the different name for the BGA, that is sorry. So these are the different name for the BGA, that is blue-green alga, also called as the prokaryotic alga, or also called as the cyanobacteria, right? Now what happened? Such type of this example means I'm highlighting this point, huh? Such type of this example like algae as well as BGA, or these are also called as the prokaryotic alga or also called as the cyanobacteria. All these are the commonly called as algal bloom. These are also commonly called as, that is algal bloom. So algal bloom means what? Due to human activities, there is an excess addition of nitrate and the phosphate. Nitrate and phosphate, these are the essential element, these are the very important element, macronutrients are there. And now what happened? Due to addition of the excess nutrient in the form of nitrogen and the phosphate, it overstimulate the growth of the algae and the growth of the cyanobacteria. So now what happened? If you imagine, initially water body is okay, but if there is excess growth on the surface of the water body, so ultimately what happened? Now that water body is become contaminated because there is a no penetration of light inside the water, because all the surface it is occupied by the algal bloom. So such kind of this condition, these are called as the algal bloom, where there is excess growth of algae, or simply we can say that is BGA. So now we are talking about what kind of this effect we face further. So the reason why this, we are called as the that is condition these are the prime contaminant, because it is responsible for the overstimulation growth on the surface, water surface. Now what will be the scenario? Due to excess growth, definitely biological oxygen demand, BOD, it is increased in water, and exactly reverse scenario, that is dissolved oxygen concentration, it is decreased inside the water. So clear cut पता चल रहा है, the concentration of dissolved oxygenates get decreased. It means that further these are the responsible for aquatic organism death of aquatic organism, right? And now what happened? Due to death हो रहा है, and death means again there is a organic matter body है, aquatic body, which is made up of the organic matter, and now that organic matter it is accumulated on the bottom of water body. So after the death, that is organic matter accumulated in bottom, and slowly if you see the further part, initially that water body is present in deeper, but due to addition of nutrient, due to addition of organic nutrient, now it is become shallow. And definitely if organic matter it is present in high amount, so now in this condition there is a process can be occur, that is decomposition process. And we know that during the decomposition process, so many organisms they can involve, and they can showing the degradation process. And if we are talking about that is decomposition, it means that they required more oxygen, right? They required the more oxygen. But now what happened? We already discussed this point. If dissolved oxygen concentration is less than 4 mg per ml, can you tell me such type of this lake these are called as? Such type of this lake these are called as, if concentration of dissolved oxygen concentration these are the less than 4 mg per liter. अगर इतना concentration हुआ, so definitely yes Sahil, these are the most polluted water body. So now what happened? If such scenario is there, we can say that these are the mostly polluted water body. Mostly polluted water body. So that's why we can say that that is algal bloom, which is due to the BGA, cyanobacteria, or due to the algae. So it is not good, because definitely it will be showing the excess growth, but only on the surface. But what about the aquatic organism which is living inside this water? उनकी तो death हो रही है, right? And after the death, now again there is an excess nutrient. So generally ऐसे नहीं होता कि nutrient is present in high amount, so biodiversity is more. No, each and everything it should be required in optimum. High temperature, low temperature, harmful. High water, low water, harmful. High nutrient, low nutrient, harmful. So all that requirement it should be present in optimum. It should be required in moderate amount. That time we can say biodiversity can flourish. Biodiversity it is present in high concentration. Okay, so they are the best example where eutrophication, that is aging of the lake due to algal bloom, excessive growth of cyanobacteria or the algae on the water surface. So I do understand this point. I do understand this point. Yes. Yes, Nathan. Okay, Pooja. चलो. So ये information था about the some cultural eutrophication. Now we are taking another very small point, that is thermal pollution, because it is related to fish. So we have to discuss. So we are talking about further part, that is thermal radiations, pollutions. Next point, it's very small point, because here we have to discuss what is if any hot water we release inside this water. So what happening with aquatic organisms? So that's why we are talking about this point, very small point actually, that is thermal pollution, which is come under water pollution. Okay, thermal pollution means what? Simply there is a release of hot water in water body. Release of hot water, and this water, hot water, it is coming from the thermal power plant. This water, it is coming from industry, and that industry nothing but we are talking about, these are the thermal power plants. So ultimately the temperature of that water is very high. Now what happen ultimately, when we release any hot water inside the water body, ultimately it decrease the concentration of dissolved oxygen. So ultimately the concentration of dissolved oxygen is get increased due to hot water. Remember this point. If you release the hot water inside any normal water, ultimately the dissolved oxygen concentration is get declined, it is get decreased. And now what happened? Due to that hot water, it will be showing some harmful effect. Number one effect we are talking about, that is on the salmon fish. Basically, when we discuss about the salmon fish, it will be stop spawning process, or we can say that is egg laying process. So definitely it will be stop spawning process. Spawning process, right? That is egg laying process. And another harmful effect on the trouts, which is again aquatic organism, that trouts due to hot water, now there is a new egg hatching. Egg hatching. Please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Check your mic. इसका mic on है. Mute your mic. Okay. Chalo. So these are the some harmful effect due to the hot water. So very small point, that is hot water, thermal pollution. यहाँ से question नहीं बनेगा, but definitely these are the related to that is water. Water means water pollution. That's why we are continuing this part. So it's sufficient. That is thermal pollution. So this point is clear, everyone? This point is clear? Yes or no? This point is clear. Should I continue? Okay, chalo. So now we are talking about some case study for the integrated wastewater treatment, that is Arcata case study. So next point, we are talking about case study for integrated wastewater treatment. Very ideal example also, because if you search on the Arcata March, so you will get the so many images. At the end of class, I'll share that image also. So in this condition, we are taking one example, that is name of the city, and that city, that is Arcata city. Okay, Arcata. Arcata city, basically these are the located in northern coast of the California. And now their people of that city, that is Arcata city peoples, they prepared one integrated program. Now what happened? We are talking about that is name of the city, that is Arcata city. Where these are located? These are located inside this northern coast of California. Okay, California. So northern coast of California. So this Arcata city is located there. Now what happened in this condition? We are talking about some integrated wastewater treatment. Integrated. Integrated means what? So you and you. Unmesha, your mic is on, Baba. Unmesha, just check the mic. Okay. So we are talking about that is in case of how they run the integrated program. So now in this condition, I'm talking the next process. Okay, peoples of Arcata city. Plus the university, state university, and name of the state university that is Humboldt. Humboldt State University. So they run for integrated program together. They run some integrated program, and that integrated program nothing but they simply say that that is integrated wastewater treatment. Now what happened? They are using two methods to treat the wastewater. Number one method which is they use, that is two steps basically integrated program, and they have the two methods, two steps. First method which is they use, that is conventional method. And what is meaning of that conventional method? Means sedimentation, filtration, and the chlorination of water. So first of all, they use the conventional method to treat the wastewater. So this conventional method, it is consist of three steps. Number one, sedimentation, that is settle down the large particle. Like is this any stone or the sand particle? So they get settled down, sedimentation. Now the another process, that is filtration. So easily we can trap the large molecule which is easily float on the water. And the next one, that is chlorination, because chlorine maximally in if you see that water body, swimming pool. So inside the swimming pool also they use the chlorine for the cleaning process. So again these are the chlorination technique. So these are the first method which is used, that is conventional method. Now another method they use, first of all they follow the conventional method. Immediately they transfer all that water towards this biological method. So first method, that is conventional method, and the number second method, that is biological method. So one question from the biological method, what is meaning of that biological method? Simply when we are talking about this biological method, purposefully they selected some marshy area. So just listen carefully, then we complete the writing part. Now, in the near the city of the Arcata, they selected some marshy area. You know, remember what is meaning of marshy? Marshy means the waterlogged condition where inside the soil water concentration is more. So they select six marshy area, and now on that marshy area, they just release that wastewater. So now what happened? Wastewater is there. It means that organic material is there. Due to that organic material, it will be initiate the growth of the different decomposers, different fungus. Now insects are there, animals are there. So that marshy area, which is a non-useful, now it is become into sanctuaries. So we know that when we use this sanctuary for plant or animal, when we are using the word sanctuaries, only for plant or both, or only animal. When we use the word sanctuaries. And what is the meaning of national park? Sahil, tell me what is the meaning of national park? When we are talking about the national park, it is conservation of both plant and animal. Remember this point. These are part of in situ conservation. And when we are talking about that is animal part, sanctuaries. These are the we conserve the animals only, right? Okay, Malaika, national park for the plant and the animal. But when we are talking about the sanctuaries, it means that animals are present in that particular area. Huh? Okay. Aman, not plant and animal, only animal. National park for plant and animal. Sanctuary is only for animal. Don't get confused. यहाँ से question बनता है नीट का. Yeah. So biological method में क्या किया? Just I discussed. First method they follow the sedimentation, filtration, chlorination, and that water they simply release on that marshy area. So now what happened? Due to already inside this wastewater, the organic material is present, and now different types of these algae, or we can say that is plant bacteria, they grow rapidly, and now that marshy area it is converted into sanctuaries. So I'm writing all this information. Biological method. In this condition, simply six marshy areas they connected with each other. Six marshy area they connected with each other. Now what happened? After that connection, that water flow means that जितना भी west water होगा, that west water release on marshy land. And now what happened? Slowly, it is responsible for growth of fungus, certain types of the different bacteria. Now some type of these aquatic algae are there. Some amount of plants also there. Some amounts of these plants also there. And as well as there is a presence of different animals also there. Okay. Growth of the fungi, bacteria, algae, plant as well as the animal. Now what happened? They are showing the growth, but in this condition, we remember one thing, that is these are the responsible on that marshy area. Definitely there is a growth of plant, animal, but more amount of animals are present. That's why. Is this any question? What develop on the marshy area? So remember there is a development of sanctuaries. Sanctuaries. And when we are talking about these sanctuaries, it means that there is a presence of animal in marshy area. In marshy area. We are not using the word national park. Remember this one, because amount of plant it is quite low as compared to plant. Animal numbers are more. That's why we are using the specific word that is sanctuaries. Just one bit, I share the image from the Google. So just complete this writing pattern. You have any doubt? Please ask me. Marsh. Okay, done writing part. That writing part is done. Okay, good. Okay, just check the chat box. I'll share one images for the advertising. So I got a master with the idea. Definitely, like having a plant. Small grasses are there, or herbs are there, shrubs are there, but more amount animals are present. That's why we are saying that is the century. Clear now? Just see the image, so we'll get the clear cut idea. Okay. Now, so next point we are talking about. Now there is one concept with respect to Arcata city, that is FOAM. FOAM. FOAM stand for Friends of Arcata Marsh. Friends of Arcata Marsh. So FOAM. And what is meaning of this FOAM? FOAM means the Arcata city. They prepare one citizen group, means that people's group which is involved in such method. So they are involved in such different types of method. Means initially they collect all that sewage water from this city. Now they perform it first of all the conventional method, and now that second method they release on that marshy area for the biological method. And we know that whenever we are talking about the biological method, definitely there is absorption hoga, neutralization are there, assimilations are there, degradation process are there. So all that nutrient is utilized for different organisms. And if plants are there, definitely animal also get attract. So this foam, nothing but we are talking about that is citizen group who involved in this method. This method means that is conventional method as well as the biological method. So simply they called as that is foam. So clear this point. How do you understand the case study for the integrated wastewater treatment, which is in Erkata city, which is related to Erkata city? How do you understand this point? एक क्वेश्चन यहाँ से बना था that is related to marshy area, because Erkata city it means that all wastewater it is released on the marshy area, because marshy area है तो वैसे ही कुछ उसका कुछ काम नहीं है, because it's high means it's not possible to growth of other different plants and animals. So better it is used for the wastewater and it will be development for its help for the development of centuries. Clear this point? This point is clear, everyone? Yes or no? Okay, very good. Chalo. So next point I'm talking about that is blue baby syndrome. I think this part is zoology may be present, but now in this condition I'm taking the important because different types of this blue baby syndrome, because we have to discuss on the hemoglobin. So I hope आपने पहले study किया होगा, but now in this condition I'm taking the another part with respect to blue baby syndrome. One question which is already asked in NEET examination. Blue baby syndrome. And such type of this blue baby syndrome also called as methemoglobinia. Methemoglobinia, also called as the blue baby syndrome. Now what happened? Basically we know that in whatever we are talking about any fertilizer, you can say the chemical fertilizer or biofertilizer, so it will be rich with the nutrient that is NPK, because NPK is the critical element which is required in high amount for the plant growth. So whenever we are using any fertilizer, I'm simply writing the name fertilizer, okay, हम कोई specific mention नहीं कर रहे. So in case of fertilizer, there is a presence of high concentration of phosphate. High concentration of phosphates are there, as well as there is a presence of nitrate. Yes, because NPK, these are the critical element which is present in high concentration in any type of fertilizer. So यहाँ पे क्या present है? Phosphate also there as well as the nitrate also there. Now what happened? We have to focus only one component, that is nitrate, right? Now such type of this nitrate, it is mixed in water. Nitrate basically, next process, it is mixed into water. And now what happened after this mixing? Now this nitrate, it is converted into nitrite. And I hope you remember this point. Nitrite, these are the unstable component as well as these are the toxic also, right? And now what happened? It's a toxic to intestinal bacteria. First thing what? These are the toxic to intestinal bacteria. First point. ये तो पहला harmful effect हुआ, right? Now another condition, these are the first one. Another condition, now when nitrite it is get formed, so now that nitrite it is mixed with hemoglobin. It is mixed with hemoglobin, HB. It is mixed with the hemoglobin, and now ultimately it decreases the oxygen carrying capacity. Next scenario what? It is decreased, that is O2 carrying capacity. So we know that if inside this blood oxygen concentration it is decreased, this condition it is leads to anemic condition. But here, more specifically, if you are talking about due to the nitrate bind with the hemoglobin, and due to now the hemoglobin, it is busy with the showing the binding with the nitrate. Ultimately, it's decrease the oxygen carrying capacity, and such type of this disease. Simply, these are called as the blue baby syndrome, also called as the methemoglobinemia. That is one type of this anemia. So, blue baby syndrome. So, one question this point. Can you tell me, is this any other component who responsible for the blue baby syndrome except nitrate? Except nitrate, can you tell me, is this any other molecule who responsible for the blue baby syndrome? Huh? Carbon monoxide. Okay. Yes, because carbon monoxide, it is having 200 times more capacity to bind with the hemoglobin. It forms the carboxyhemoglobin component, and ultimately it leads to anemic condition. So again, in this condition, we are taking to one another example, that is nitrite. Nitrite also responsible for one syndrome, that is blue baby syndrome. Clear this point? Had you got this point? Yes. Kavya, Tanisha. Okay, Pooja. Chalo. Now we are talking about next point, that is human waste disposal without water, that is eco sand toilet. Next, give it thoda sa part hai, because it is also come inside this water treatment, because we have to save the water. The next part and the last part we are talking about, that is eco sand toilet. And the eco sand toilet, nothing but it is totally depend upon, it is based on dry compositing toilet, means without using water. Dry compositing toilets. Simply. Basically, when we are using the eco sand toilet, nothing but these are also called as, that is human waste disposal without water. Human excreta, or simply you can say that is human waste disposal without water. That's why it is called as the eco sand, without water. Now we are talking about some example where such type of these eco sand toilets are present. So eco sand toilet, it is present in Kerala as well as it is present in Sri Lanka. So Kerala and the Sri Lanka, these are the two places where such type of these eco sand toilets they are prepared. Now we are talking about what is the use of that eco sand toilet. Why we are not using the water? Because generally we are using the water, but in this condition we are talking about that is dry toilet without water. So different uses are there. Number one, basically these are the cost effective. First one, these are the cost effective. Number second, these are the hygienic, because water is not involved. And now next third, that is human excreta. Whatever we are talking about, that is human excreta. That human excreta can be recycled, and it is used as a manure. And we know that when we are talking about this manure, it means that we are talking about biofertilizer. Manure means what? Simply these are the also called as the biofertilizer. Biofertilizer, right? And in this condition, when we are talking about that is biofertilizer, ultimately it will be reduce the need of the chemical fertilizer. So these are even another way, without water we can dispose or decompose the human waste, and it has the different effect, but it is not widely used. We have only two places according to syllabus. One is Kerala and another one is Sri Lanka, where such type of these eco sand toilets are present. Okay, so had you got this point? What is meaning of eco sand toilet? एक question यहाँ से बना था, I think 2010 or 11 something, 10 साल पहले. That is human waste disposal without water. That's why it is called as the eco sand toilet. Clear this point? This point is clear, everyone? Okay. So next point we are talking about, that is e-waste management, and e-waste management is come under the soil pollution. So water pollution part is complete. Now we are talking about, that is new pollution part, soil pollution, and under the soil pollution we have to discuss about the e-pollution. So the next pollution, that is soil pollution. चलो new page पे start करो. These are the new pollution point, soil pollution. Now when we are talking about the soil pollution, it means that first of all, we have to focus on the solid waste. Right? We have to focus on the solid waste and how to control that solid waste, because soil pollution, it is come under, means solid waste, it is come under the soil pollution. Now, if I'm talking about what kind of the solid waste are present, definitely the very common example, that is municipal solid waste, that is that waste material, it is coming from the school, home, any different stores are there, offices, and we know that we use the food, paper, glass, textile paper industry, rubber industry. So all these are the solid waste. So we are talking about solid waste which is coming from, that is school, as well as which is coming from the home, from the different store, as well as from the different office. And what kind of this material they having? So if I'm talking about this material, so definitely that is food material, solid food material. Now glasses are there, paper are there, textiles are there, and as well as we are talking about this rubber, etc. Right? So again, these are the included into solid waste, which is coming from the school, home, store, and the offices. Now the another condition, another waste we are talking about, that is industrial waste. So again, through industry, waste is released, which is again come under the solid waste. Again, the waste, that is agricultural waste. Next waste, which is come under the solid waste, that is agricultural waste. Another one we are talking about, that is mining waste. And the last point, जहाँ से question बना है अभी, that is e-waste. E-waste. When we are talking about the e-waste, it means that we are talking about all electronic waste, or whatever we are using the electronic goods, all these are included into e-waste. Now what happened when we are talking about such type of this e-waste, it means that the material, that is electronic material, and you can take any examples, because without electronics हमारे life ही नहीं चलेगी. So all these are included into e-waste. Now what happened? There is a one condition. The developed countries like Russia, Japan, or America, they 50% their e-waste material. 50%, मतलब जो ये use नहीं करते. That is that for them that is a waste material. That 50% waste material they transfer to developing countries. Developing countries means it is included Pakistan, China also there, India also there. Now what happened? Once that e-waste material is transferred to India, now manually we have to remove the important part, which is a very hazardous, which is a very toxic, because preparation हमारे यहाँ पे hand से होता है, means remove the screw or remove the unwanted part and install the another part, and now body is okay, change their body, instrument is okay. So now what happened? These are the happening with respect to e-waste. So whenever we are talking about this e-waste, I'm writing all this information here. That is developed country, they transfer 50% e-waste. Transfer 50% e-waste, all the electronic waste, to developing country. To developing country, right? Like you can say India, China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all these are the Asian countries, mostly these are included into developing countries. And now once they come in India, now there is a recovery of useful matter. Recovery of useful matter. But there is a one thing with respect to e-waste, that is that recovery, it is done by the hand, which is very toxic. recovery done by hand, which is toxic. It will be showing several toxic effects, right? So that's why we are talking about that is e-waste, and e-waste again these are the part of the soil pollution which come under the solid waste. So had you got this point? यहाँ से question नहीं बनेगा, don't worry. But is this any question which is coming? That is, it is coming from the e-waste. That's it. Now the further part we are talking about, that is control of solid waste treatment. This part is important because one question I think previously asked in 2016 as well as 2018. So we have to focus on how to control solid waste treatment or solid waste management. Okay, so should I continue with the next? Yes, should I continue? Gauravi? Gauravi ने animal भेजा है. Which animal बाबा? Should I continue? Okay, Deepika. Chalo. Thank you. So next point we are talking about, that is control. Control of solid waste. How to control? Basically, we are talking about this 4 treatment. Number 1, sanitary landfilling technique. Sanitary landfilling technique. Or simply you can say that is method. What is meaning of this sanitary technique? Now simply we are using a trench form and dump the solid waste. Dump all the solid waste and finally cover that area with dirt. Cover that particular area with dirt. Okay, so these are the conditions. Now what is meaning of this important word, that is trench? What is meaning of this trench? Trench nothing but we have to create a deep hole inside the soil. Formation of deep hole. So that deep hole technique, simply it is called as a trench. Normal है, because now what happened, we know that if you want to perform any degradation process, so normally there is a formation of a large hole, large trench inside the soil and dump all this material. Such type of this technique, there is formation of this trench and degradation process of that solid waste can degrade. Such method is called as a sanitary landfilling technique. And remember this point, these are the biodegradable method. These are biodegradable method, because normally we are using, there is no any excess use of any chemical or whatever, there is no any extra efforts, naturally we allowed to degrade. So these are the first method, that is sanitary landfilling technique, which is a biodegradable. Now another condition we are talking about, that is function play by the rat pickers. So it's very important point, because there is some vessel we heard, and rat pickers means kabadi wala, kachre wala, they came and they collect the all garbage from our home. So that is another important role to control the solid waste treatment. So simply I'm talking about, that is function performed by the rat pickers. Right? Simply what happened, we are talking about, that is rat pickers, they collect waste. After this collection, they are performing the sorting process. Sort means separation, right? That is sorting of waste. Means dry side, may glass material one side, plastic material one side. So there is a process, that is sorting. And now what happened after this sorting, they are using recycler part, it gets separated. So recycle waste part, it is get separate. So these are the another technique. Definitely what happening is, this material which is easily can use, they can separate out. So now all this we know that because they are doing function by their hands. So these are the another technique, with the help of these people collect the solid waste Now the sorting of the waste and is this any material, it is useful. They can be recycled. That time again they are showing the recycling process. Okay. So now is this okay? It's okay, Gauravi, no problem. So this point is clear. Second method by the rack pickers. Yes or no? Chalo. Third technique we are talking about, that is incineration. Incineration nothing but directly burn of solid waste. That is solid waste burn technique. सीधा जला दो. Right? And remember this point, this burning technique, it is happening in the presence of oxygen. Please underline this word. When we are talking about that is incineration technique, we have to burn the solid waste, but in the presence of oxygen. Now, normally what happens when we are doing such type of this process, one important condition, it's required the high temperature. There is a requirement of high temperature. Remember one thing, we never burn all the solid waste on the air, on the empty place, on the inside this environment on the land. There is something, a high instruments are there. We have to initially create the high temperature and directly we burn because we want to control pollution, no air pollution also. So that's why that is incineration. Definitely there is having the different large tank where we use the high temperature. और कितना temperature होगा? That temperature, if I'm talking about initially कितना temperature होगा, so we are talking about that is initial temperature, it is approximately 900 degrees Celsius to 1000 degrees Celsius. 900 to 1000 degrees Celsius during the initial. But when that process later at the final temperature or the later temperature, so that temperature can be increased up to 1300 degrees Celsius. So we know that such high temperature is not possible at the open place. So we require some such type of this instrument so we can directly burn that solid waste. And remember that incineration, these are the process, that is a burning process, but in the presence of oxygen. It's very important point. Now another technique, last one, that is pyrolysis. Pyrolysis is also burning technique, but in absence of oxygen, without oxygen. And again, it having the required the high temperature. So last control technique, that is pyrolysis. And when we are talking about this technique, that is pyrolysis, it means that solid waste burn, but without oxygen. Solid waste burn, but without oxygen. Okay, please underline this word. So simply you can say these are the anaerobic method. Simply you can say these are the anaerobic method because there is no role of oxygen. And in this condition, we are talking about this temperature. Its requirement of temperature is quite high and it's required 1650 degrees Celsius temperature. So if you see as compared to incineration, that is pyrolysis technique, it is required the more temperature, that is 1650 degrees Celsius. So had you got this point? Had you understand the all that four technique how to control the solid waste? Okay, so number one, that is French technique. Now the another one, that is salvage, means recycling technique by the rack picker. Number second, that is burning in presence of oxygen, and the last one, that is burning in absence of oxygen. Clear? Clear this point? Yes or no? Okay, Nadia. Chalo. Clear this point. Should I continue with the next? Now we have to discuss plastic one case study which is related to plastic. And ये point बहुत important है. Because एक question इससे बाकी गए, बहुत सारे questions बने इससे. So next point we are talking about, that is plastic waste. Plastic waste. And now this plastic waste nothing but case study of solid waste. Okay. plastic waste, that is case study of solid waste. Now, in this condition, we are taking one example of this engineer. Name of the engineer, that is Ahmed Khan. One person, that is Ahmed Khan. Ahmed Khan, he is an engineer. Abhi bhi hai wo. He is an engineer and belonging from the city, that is Bangalore. From the Bangalore city. Now what happened? Ahmed Khan, first time they are thinking about the recycling of plastic. So they recycle the plastic. And after the recycling of plastic, they form one powder component. And that powder component, nothing but that is called as the polyblend. They form a component from the plastic that is called as the polyblend. Okay, polyblend they form. And what is the polyblend? Polyblend, nothing but these are the fine powder. These are the fine powder of plastic, recycling plastic. Okay, these are the fine powder of the plastic. So these are the one technique they perform the polyblend. Now what happened? Scientist, not scientist, engineer Ahmed Khan, it will be showing one collaboration. They are collaborate with the RV College of Engineering College, which is located in the Bangalore, and as well as the Bangalore City Corporation. Collectively, they are performing for the preparation of road, and that road it is making from the plastic. Normally, what happens when we are see our road? So that road it is made up of the material that is bitumen. So simply here we are talking about for the road making. There is a use of one component. Used component, and that component name it is called as the bitumen. So generally, normally this bitumen it is used. First time what happened? Scientists devoted that engineer Ahmed Khan. First of all, they use bitumen definitely, but along with that bitumen, they mix the polyblend powder. They mix the polyblend powder, and we just discussed that powder it is making from the plastic, recycling of plastic, and they form a powder that is polyblend powder. So now what happened? Such bitumen it is mixed with the polyblend powder, and such type of this road that form, that road simply it is called as the plastic road. Okay, plastic road. So in this condition, in 2002, I'm writing that plastic road, it is formed at 2002, and such type approximately in 2002, approximately 40 kilometers road, it is already prepared. Plastic road in Bangalore city. Okay, approximately 40 kilometers road it is already prepared. And why, how these are the possible? That is, they collect the plastic we know these are the very hazardous to ecosystem. It is not easily degradable, but through that plastic they form, it is converted into fine powder, it is form a polyblend, and now that polyblend is mixed with the bitumen, and now when the product form, that product nothing but these are the mixing one product, and such type of this road these are called as a plastic road. Now we are talking about what is the benefit of plastic road, because we have itna sab kuch kharcha kiya, matlab they have to collect that plastic, again that plastic undergo the recycling process, and now there is a that's a quite costly, right? Because extra cost is added, but again it has some benefits. So we are talking about what kind of these benefits of plastic road. Number one, when we are saying the road which is present in India, generally क्या हो जाता है कि within what you see that कि every year हमें कुछ ना कुछ तो रोड का काम होता है, right? Once that is rainfall, ultimately it will be creates a trench, not trench, it is create holes. Now that all that road material it is removed from one by one, because it's react with the water, and when that road that is bitumen is react with the water, it will become loose. But such type of this plastic road, it is play very important role to increase the road half life. So first effect which is observed through that plastic road, that is that increase road half life simply life by 3 factor. Okay, it is increase their life by the 3 factor. 3 factor means 3 times. मान लो कि आपको within 2 years वो रोड खराब होगा. Now it is they can damage after 6 or 7 years. So it will be increase their half life. They increase by the 3 factors. So these are the first benefit. Now another condition, another important point. Now when we are mixing such type of this polyblend with the bitumen, so ultimately that water repellent capacity increases. So ultimately such type of this plastic road, it is increase water repellent capacity of bitumen. So that's why it's very useful, right? Now there is a one target. इतना plastic लाएंगे कहाँ से? Because we know that if you see during the road preparation, so many vehicles are there. Now पीछे tank होता है. Now that it's that black color is melting, and again it will be spread. So many, it's economically expensive, as well as so many workers are required. So there is a big task how to collect the plastic. ऐसे तो नहीं होगा ना, चलो सर मेरे पास plastic है लेके जाओ, right? So to collect the plastic, the Ahmed Khan, it will be showing collaboration with the other 2 institute, one that is engineering college and another one that is corporation. So now another target to collect the maximum plastic. So ये part तो समझ में आ गया यहाँ तक. This point is clear. What is the use of that polyblend and how it is work, how they form the plastic, that is plastic road. Yes, Hiba, had you got this point? Up to this point, is this any doubt? Now next target, how to collect the plastic. Okay, chalo. Now next target, that is how to collect plastic. The solution, and that solution is that is Ahmed Khan. He collaborated with RV College of Engineering. RV College of Engineering plus Bangalore City Corporation. Bangalore City Corporation. So collectively they decided that use rag pickers and collect the plastic from them. Normally what happened, when any rag picker, when they collect the plastic, so they get only 40 paisa per kg of plastic. So now there is a one important role. It is again performed by the rag pickers, that is kabadi wala. So now what happened? So rag pickers. Initially what happened? Rag pickers, they get only 40 paisa. So we are talking about rupees 0.40 per kg. That is the cost of plastic initially, right? Initially. But now what happened? Ahmed Khan, they offered, you give me plastic, I'll give you rupees 6 per kg of the plastic. Who offered? Who offered this offer? That is engineer Ahmed Khan. So definitely that is the cost effective, but according to when we are talking about that is quality of that plastic road and the half life of this plastic road. So when they manage all that things, so they decided that we have to give 6 rupees for the rag picker. So that's why what happened, rag picker को भी अच्छा है, चलो यार per kg पहले 40 पैसे मिल रहे थे, now they are getting the 6 rupees. So now ultimately they collect so many plastic. But ऐसा नहीं है कि वो प्लास्टिक का रोड बनेगा, so we have to use the plastic. So this plastic is not good for health. It is not good for the economy. It is not easily degraded because so many years are required. And you can see so many, again, that plastic is damage the aquatic body also, right? Because it is get accumulated on the bottom. So there is another way we have to minimize the use of the plastic. Instead of plastic, we have to shift on the clothing bags and the other alternate options are there. You should carry your bags when you go to market, when you go to sabzi to purchase the sabzi. So that is another way. So avoid the plastic because plastic is not good. But definitely in India there is one great engineer, that is Ahmed Khan. He think about that. Why should not prepare a plastic road? He performed some experiment. Now they collaborate with the RV College of Engineering, with the Bangalore City Corporation. They purchase the plastic kg per 1 kg for the 6 rupees from the rat pickers, and ultimately they prepared, already they prepared 40 kilometers plastic road in 2002. Now again the research is going on. उसके बाद भी उन्होंने बहुत सारा road बनाया था, but initially they formed the 40 kg, and on the basis of that they state that when bitumen it is react with the polyblend, ultimately there is a half life of that road, it is increased by 3 factors or the 3 times. So clear this point, everyone? One question from plastic waste e-management, not e-management, case study, sorry. Have you got this point? Plastic waste case study. Ahmed Khan, RV College of Engineering, bitumen, polyblend formation, and the plastic road. City, Bangalore. Clear? Clear this point? Okay, Pooja. Okay, chalo. So should I continue with the next? Next point we are talking about, that is agricultural waste and its effect. So we are talking about agricultural, that is agrochemical, and its effect. Now, मैं बस यहाँ पे नाम लिख रही हूँ one by one. I'm not taking too much detail because we already discussed this point. Due to excess chemical, which is chemical which is used. हाँ प्राची. One benefit, that is it's increased the water repellent capacity of bitumen, because bitumen it is mostly used for the road preparation. So when polyblend it is react with the bitumen, ultimately the half life, or we can say that is water repellent capacity of that bitumen, it is increased. Is the first one. Second one, ultimately due to polyblend water react nahi ho raha. So ultimately what happened? That half life of that particular road it is increased by 3 factor. 3 factor means 3 times. मान लो कि अगर कोई एक साल में रोड खराब होगा, so now it will be damaged after 3 years or 4 years. So it will increase their half life also. Okay, Prachi? Prachi? Chalo. So we are talking about agrochemical and its effect. So we know that we are using so many chemical fertilizers, and due to that chemical fertilizers, now it will be directly affect on the soil, as well as indirectly it is affect on the water, because that soil, when we spray that chemical on the soil, so again it mix inside the water also. So that's why agrochemical it will be showing biomagnification process, and हमने इसको example देखा था, that is DDT, mercury also, different pesticides. So these are included into biomagnification. We are not explaining this part because we already discussed this part in last class. Another harmful effect, that is eutrophication, that is aging of water body due to excess nutrient. And the number third, we are talking about, it is responsible for soil pollution. Now in this condition, we are talking about 2 types of soil pollution, positive soil pollution and the negative soil pollution. Continue. So this soil pollution, it is divided into 2 types, positive and the negative. So पहले हम positive देखते हैं, first be positive. So first of all, we are talking about what is meaning of positive soil pollution. Now what happened when we are talking about the positive soil pollution, it means that there is a use of excess fertilizer, excess pesticide, and now there is an addition of agrochemical inside the soil. And now due to addition of agrochemical, there is a soil productivity or that soil fertility is get decline. Why I'm using the positive word? Listen carefully. Why I'm using the positive word? This positive word, it is represent, that is addition of. Positive means we are talking about addition word, okay? Addition of agrochemical. Addition of agrochemical like pesticide as well as fertilizer. Chemical fertilizer mostly. So fertilizer. So for we are using the positive word, please remember this point. We are using positive word only for the addition. बाकी कोई इसका role नहीं है. Positive means it is not having something benefit. Positive means what? We are using the word addition. So addition of agrochemical like pesticide and the fertility. And due to such type of this addition of that agrochemical, we can say that that is soil productivity. This get declined. It's decline, or simply we can say that these are the decrease. So that's why such type of this pollution, these are called as the positive pollution due to addition of agrochemical material like pesticide and the chemical fertilizer. Had you got this point why we are using the positive soil pollution? Please, if you have any doubt, please ask me. Positive matlab aisa nahi ki something is having beneficial part. No, positive means we are using this word for the addition. Clear this point? Clear this point, Aristotle? Aristotle, this point is clear, Baba? How do you understand what is meaning of that positive? What about the others? Okay, Lenina, Nelia, Pearl. Okay, chalo. So now another part we are talking about, that is negative soil pollution. So ये था positive. Number second part we are talking about, that is negative soil pollution. Negative soil pollution. So when we are talking about this negative soil pollution, it means that definitely in this condition, soil productivity is decreased, but due to erosion process. So this negative nothing but now there is a removal. Okay, negative हो रहा है. What is meaning of this negative word? Now there is a removal of top fertile layer of soil. Top fertile layer of soil. Right? And simply this process we can say that that is soil erosion process, because there is a remove हो रहा है. So negative word, please highlight this point. Why we are using the negative word? Negative because in this condition there is a removal of fertile soil layer. Simply we are talking about this soil erosion. And definitely when is this any soil erosion process? So what will be the effect on the productivity? So that soil productivity again it is get decline. Soil productivity, it is get decline, or simply we can say that these are the decrease. So just check this image, the both point, that is all these are the point with respect to decrease the soil quality, decrease the soil fertility, decrease the soil productivity. But we are talking about in two way, positive soil and the negative soil. Positive means what? Addition of agrochemical waste or like pesticide, like chemical fertilizers, right? And what is meaning of negative? Negative means removal. Removal means what? Removal of the top fertile soil, because we know that soil it has the fertility, it is having a different nutrient amount, and if once that soil it is become unfertile, or it's get lost the fertility, or due to different process like erosion process, so ultimately we can say it's also responsible for the decrease the productivity. So had you got this point? What is meaning of positive soil pollution and the negative soil pollution? Everyone, is this any doubt with respect to agrochemical? It's very simple. But positive or negative में confusion मत करना. That's it. Done this part? This part is done. Okay, Tanisha. Chalo. Now we are talking about case study for integrated organic farming. Next part. Case study for integrated organic farming. And there is one question from this point. We have to discuss zero waste procedure. Zero waste procedure. Okay, one question. What is meaning of the zero waste procedure? Remember this point, when we are using the zero word, it means that we have to focus on only one process, that is cyclic process. There is a no waste. That's why we are using the word that is zero waste. So सब कुछ क्या करेंगे यहाँ पे? We are performing the cyclic process. Now normally what happen? For example, we are taking some simple example, that is biogas production. Biogas normally. Now what happened during this biogas production, when any cow dung, it is mixed with the water. Now हम आगे देखेंगे biogas production. Okay. So when that cow dung, it is mixed with the water. Now there is some certain reaction where the anaerobic bacteria like methanogen bacteria, they get involved. Now what happened? Once that methanogen, it will be utilized that material, and now that methanogen is responsible for production of this methane gas, or also these are called as the biogas or the gobar gas. So that methane gas, it is used for the cooking in kitchen, and the waste part which is released through that is it's released through that outlet, and that outlet nothing but it is act as a manure. So simply what happens? Simply I'm talking about this condition. Example we are talking. Sorry. So here for the explanation, you can take example like a gobar gas. What happening? Okay. So we are talking the simple example, that is gobar gas. Gobar gas. So what happened? During the gobar gas, basically there is a presence of something tank-like structure. Having this tank. We have to discuss this structure in detail. I'm just writing very simple diagram. So if you see in village, such type of this gobar, now it's very rare actually, but gobar gas present. Now what happened? These are the number 1, 2 and the 3. So there is a 3 compartment. Inside this one compartment, we have to add dung, cow dung or buffalo dung, whatever. And inside this dung, you have to mix the water. Plus there is a mixing of water. Now what happened? Slowly, that slurry of that cow dung and the water, it is go inside this second tank. यहाँ भी process होगा, the process that is degradation process. And why these are the degradation process? Because we know that in this situation, basically the anaerobic bacteria like methanogen bacteria, they get involved. Now, due to methanogen, there is a production of that gas, and that gas, nothing but we are talking about, that is methane gas. That methane gas, it is go in kitchen, and that gas, it is used for the cooking process, right? Now what happened? Number 3, through this point there is a release of some waste, and that waste nothing but these are the solid waste, and that solid waste, it is act as a manure, it is act as a biofertilizer. So if you see, these are the simple example. Cow dung, these are the waste. From waste, we utilize that waste, we produce the gas, and waste of that cow dung, that is which is used as a manure. मतलब हमने क्या किया? Waste को recycle किया. Cow dung, these are the waste. From that waste, we produce the gas, and now the second waste, which is released after that production of this waste, okay, this one. So the second waste which is produced after the release of that methane gas, now that waste also be used as a manure. So such type of this farming technique, these are called as the zero waste procedure. जहाँ से हम waste से भी product form करेंगे. No waste, zero waste. Each and every particle we can utilize, right? And such type of this program, these are called as zero waste procedure. Had you got this point? What is meaning of the zero waste procedure? From waste we can recycling, again and again cycling process, recycle karo, waste se bhi use karo. Had you got this point? Best example, that is gobar gas production, because there is no any waste particle. Kinmain, had you got this point? Just understand what is the concept of zero waste. This explanation is for your understanding purpose. Okay? Okay, Shantan. Chalo. Now I'm talking about exactly the contribution and the name of the farmer who started this technique. See, I'm not talking about the gobar gas technique. Gobar gas, it is for your explanation. I'm talking about that is cyclic process, zero waste procedure. So we are talking about sorry, zero waste procedure, that is cycling process. I'm repeating this point again. गोबर गैस का हम एग्जांपल नहीं लिख रहे. I'm just telling you what is meaning of zero waste procedure, right? But in this condition, they are taking name of this some farmer, that is zero waste procedure. It is started by one farmer, and name of this farmer, that is this farmer, it is from the Haryana farmer, that is Ramesh Chandra Dagar. Name of this farmer, that is Ramesh Chandra Dagar from the Haryana. Now what happened? He first upon started that is cyclic process, that is zero waste procedure, that is first waste it is utilized as a resources, and again they obtain as a raw material, and they again the other product, right? So different conditions are there. They can produce the natural gas, or we can produce the natural fertilizers also there, that is manure. So first time Ramesh Chandra Dagar started this technique, and now initially he started, जब उसने start किया था, he is the only one person, but now he opened a club, that is Haryana Kisan Welfare Club, and inside this club now approximately 5,000 farmers are members. तो अकेले ने start किया था, but now means जब कभी ये book print हुआ होगा, now means it's not in 2020, whenever that book is printed, I'm talking about that time. So that is in now approximately 5,000 farmer. These are members of this club. Okay, so such technique, these are simply, it is called as the cyclic method, zero waste method, where waste again it is used as the resources, and again we obtain the different raw material, different natural gases, but it is act as a manure also. So had you got this point? Yes, had you got this point? It's very simple point है. ज़्यादा हम डिटेल में नहीं जा रहे. Just remember the case study. What is the case study name? What is that purpose and who started that case study? That's it. Okay, Lenina, chalo. And the last point, that is radioactive pollution. So this soil pollution, this part is covered. Now we are talking about, that is radioactive pollution. Next point. ये भी बहुत छोटा point है. We are not going too much detail because आगे हमें discuss करना है greenhouse effect and the global warming, which is the last point of this chapter, and it's important also. So next point we are talking about, that is radioactive pollution. Radioactive pollution means we have to focus on radiations, right? That is radiation. When we are talking about this radiation, radiation के level दो होते हैं. That is radiation basically If high radiation, that time it is act as a lethal. And when we are using the word lethal, it means that is death of organism, right? Lethal, it means death of organism. And if radiation is present at low concentration, that time it is responsible for cancer. Now in this condition, we have to discuss only nuclear energy problem. हम सारे radiations नहीं देख रहे because it's not part of bio. So now in this condition, I'm only focusing on one problem, that is nuclear energy problem. Nuclear energy problem. भोपाल गैस लीकेज कंडीशन ये भी यहाँ पे इंक्लूड होता है. So you can write down that example also here. So in this condition, first of all, we are talking about that is accidental leakage. Accidental leakage. According to our syllabus, we having one example, that is Mine Island incident, where these are the one there is a nuclear energy get released accidentally, and such incident it is happening in USA. That is Mine Island incident, that is accidental leakage. And the another example, that is Chernobyl incident. Chernobyl incident. So these are the two examples, those are included into accidental leakage with regarding to nuclear energy. Now the another condition, that is safe disposal of nuclear waste. It's not exactly problem, but we can say that is a solution. Okay, it's not a problem, but we are saying that is solution. So another way, that is safe disposal of nuclear waste. Of nuclear waste. So simple technique they are using, that is all waste these are the packed into container, and now we have to bury up to 500-meter deep inside the soil. All waste packed into container. It should be packed into container and buried up to 500-meter deep in soil. So these are the another technique with respect to that is nuclear. I think you have to read some Bhopal that incident also. You can write down that example, because again that is a leakage of gas accidentally. But in our book it is not mentioned, so we are not taking that condition. We are not taking that example, but you can write down, because again these are the accidentally release of gas. But in this condition we are talking about nuclear energy. So that's why we are explaining only 2 points, that is Mile Island incident and the Chernobyl incident. That's it. Okay. Now next point, we'll continue with this part. That is last part bacha hua hai. That part it is related to greenhouse effect and the what we say that is global warming. Mostly if you read the previous examination, approximately 4 to 5 what we say questions it is coming from this chapter, and among this all global warming its part is very important, because जब हमने देखा था that is carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is the one greenhouse gas which is responsible for the global warming. Again methane also are there, again the CFC chlorofluorocarbon, these are the also there. So now what we discuss when we are talking about such kind of this condition, 3 question यहाँ से बनते हैं. Number 1 question, that is what is meaning of greenhouse flags, ये हम आगे क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे. And when we are talking about that is another condition, what is the example of these greenhouse gases, and the another condition, that is what is the effect of that green gas, और वहाँ पे हम discuss करेंगे that is there is a formation of hole, that is ozone depletion, how that ozone degraded. So there is a formation of the hole initially on the south toward the south pole, but now it is present on the toward the north pole also. सो वो हम आगे डिस्कस करेंगे. ओके, सो इज दिस एनी डाउट फ्रॉम टुडेज क्लास? यस, is this any doubt? Okay, fine. Chalo, where it is located? Kinmen, actually, I'm not remember, I'm not exactly know, but I remember the city name, that is Pripyat. These are the name of the city. वहाँ पे ये हुआ था. There is some accidentally, approximately मुझे लगता है it's near about 1982 or 86 are there. I'm not sure. मुझे देखना पड़ेगा एक बार. But something is 1982 or 96. There is some accidentally there is a leakage of nuclear gas, and now it's created. It's one kind of disaster actually. Okay, chalo. So for today we'll stop here. Further part we will discuss tomorrow, and tomorrow hopefully we cover this chapter, and again we start with the new chapter. Molecular inheritance start कर रहे हैं ना? Yes. कौन सा start करना है? Molecular, right? So we continue with the molecular. Okay? ठीक है, चलो. So bye bye. Take care. Yeah.